And as vacation season approaches and people get ready to make those trips with their families, we wanted to get an idea of exactly how people are preparing for the unexpected burden on their wallets. Now, I'm actually standing just outside Miss Johnston's house, and if you can see right here, this is the window that the perpetrator entered her home, where he stole not only some of her own personal jewelry, but things along the lines of her father's war memorabilia and even her own children's baby jewelry. The owner of Magpie Cafe says that for the last 3 years, she's been extremely grateful for how customers have treated her and her staff. But now, in an effort to make the experience even better for her staff and for her customers, she's looking to consolidate her business. Last week, a police officer was shot and killed in Mandeville as a result of what started out as a high-speed chase. I took a closer look into this story. And I'm standing right here, actually, where Officer Liberto was shot and killed, and you can see people from all over the city have left things like flowers and cards and flags in remembrance of Officer Liberto, and it just goes to show you how something so tragic can actually bring everyone together in the end. And ever since it was made a national monument, Louisiana residents just can't get enough of the character and the charm that these streetcars bring to the city. We asked both the city of Madisonville and the Coast Guard, why not just simply raise the bridge and make it taller? And both said that it's not quite so simple. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has declared a state of emergency due to vaping-related illnesses. And for the time being, Mandeville city officials say that there's not very much they can do about this issue. It's more of a waiting game with Mother Nature as we wait for her to kick up those winds from the south and dump more of that salt water that's lying in the Gulf of Mexico back into Lake Pontchartrain. The Louisiana spokesperson for the DOTD says that they do not have a contingency plan for what took place this morning. In fact, they say that things like this happen all over the country in other cities. The state of Louisiana recently legalized the farming of hemp and sale of CBD products in the state. Kyle Orleans takes a look into the tight regulations that are soon to come. Airport officials say that the new project gives them more room to focus on things like parking spaces for people coming to the airport. There's also a consolidated security checkpoint, which gives the airport more space to focus on their brand new baggage screening security system. Thanks, Kaylee. I'm here in front of the state capitol where I'm joined with political analyst Bernie Pincinat, where we're going to be discussing the current state of the governor's race between Democrat John Bel Edwards and Republican Eddie Rispone. Bernie, my first question to you is, what have we been able to see so far in terms of early voter turnout? After the November 16th runoff election for governor, President Trump called several days later to congratulate John Bel Edwards and tell him he ran, quote, a hell of a campaign. The Wetlands Project will help preserve these existing wetlands while adding some artificial ones in this body of water that you can see right behind me. And you can also see the end of Lakeshore Drive right over there. And it will have a bike path that will connect all the way to right here where I'm standing on Sunset Point. If boat rides and fishing were on the agenda for your 4th of July plans, you might want to reconsider. The city of Mandeville issued a press release on Tuesday, June 25th, warning residents on the North Shore of toxic algae in Lake Pontchartrain. Debris and algae contamination have made the waters unsafe for fishing or swimming. The city of Mandeville is even closing off its popular lakefront beach at the end of Lakeshore Drive.
The algae bloom has taken over primarily because of, we don't have as much salt water in the lake.
Locals are concerned not only about the potential health hazard caused by the algae, but also what it could do to the fish, crab, and shrimp that live in the lake, given that most of the blue crab you find in restaurants on the North Shore come from the lake itself. The Louisiana Department of Health is urging people to avoid contact with any bluish-green colored water and advising against harvesting or eating fish from the lake during the algae bloom. And for the time being, Mandeville city officials say that there's not very much they can do about this issue. It's more of a waiting game with Mother Nature as we wait for her to kick up those winds from the south and dump more of that salt water that's lying in the Gulf of Mexico back into Lake Pontchartrain.
Well, this is probably the worst scenario that we've seen from the opening of the Bonnie-Cass spillway, at least in my opinion, in 30 years.
Spillway openings allow river water to flow into the lake, but that water can contain high levels of nutrients, pesticides, and excess fertilizer that can cause algae blooms. The harmful algae is made up of cyanobacteria, which can produce a variety of toxins and ailments ranging from rashes to diarrhea. The St. Tammany Parish government says that the problem might get worse and that the beaches and fishing piers will remain closed until further notice. Reporting for North Shore News, I'm Christopher Rosato.